Brittany Rainey, you're tracking the latest on this hot stretch of weather we're in.
Yes, we're going to continue to see temperatures in the upper 80s. So we're seeing those temperatures coming down just a few degrees, and that's behind a weak front that moved in yesterday. It did bring just a very isolated shower. If you got some of those raindrops, count yourself lucky because most of us missed out on it. And this is what we're seeing on First Alert satellite and radar this morning. No rain out there, but we do have some clouds moving in from the west. We'll continue to see some of that cloud cover pushing in as we head through the morning hours. But as far as rain chances go for today, very isolated, about 10% chance, mainly into our eastern areas. This front going to kind of hang out over there with some of that moisture moving in from the west, maybe an isolated shower as we get into that peak heating. But most of us, once again, are going to stay dry not only today, but here's a look at that 7-day rainfall. And you'll notice we're not seeing much across North Texas, and this is because high pressure still going to sit over the area. So that means it's still not really going to feel a whole lot like fall. It's going to still feel like summer across the region with those above average temperatures. And typically in September, we see that average high continuing to drop down as we head towards the end of the month. So now we're looking at an average high about 82 degrees for this time of year. But look at our temperatures. They've been running 5 to 10 degrees above that. We hit 92 on Monday and Tuesday. Luckily, behind that front with that northeasterly breeze, we'll have temperatures staying closer to 89. Some of us maybe even staying around 87 degrees around Collin and Denton counties. But here's what we're seeing this morning as you step outside in Terrell. It's 70 degrees. We've got 78 in Greenville, or rather 68 in Greenville, 64 in Bridgeport and Graham, 68 over into Mineral Wells and Stephenville, also sitting in the upper 60s. So that school forecast looking pretty nice for this morning. We'll have partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 60s if you're headed out in DFW. Then the afternoon, we'll see those highs around 89 degrees. Here's some of those cooler temperatures I mentioned just to our north, and then maybe even some mid 80s along the Red River. But some spots are still going to hit that 90-degree mark for today. But we are going to continue to see partly cloudy skies throughout our morning hours. Here's that isolated shower chance that I was talking about. You'll notice coverage maybe 10%. That's about it. And then we'll see those skies clearing out overnight. More sunshine on the way for your Thursday. It's going to be another dry day and another hot one for us. And that's because we're going to continue to see high pressure as the dominant feature of our weather as we head into the weekend. But what's interesting, if you look down to the southeast, we're going to see this area of low pressure developing, tracking off to the northeast, and this is going to cause some issues, especially along the Carolinas, and then continuing to push in rain and some very gusty winds along the east coast. But we are keeping an eye on the tropics. We've got Tropical Storm Jerry that developed yesterday afternoon. It's a storm that's going to stay out over the Atlantic. It's not going to impact the U.S. It might impact the northern Leeward Islands, but that's about it. So our First Alert 7-day forecast, look at this. Not a whole lot of changes over the next couple of days. Enjoy the 87 that we might see for that high on Friday. We're already back into the lower 90s as we head into next week. And we are looking at that potential for maybe a front that moves in on Tuesday. That's why we're going to see a few more clouds.